Let us draw the cards and deal the cards and look at the cards and know the cards. Hi everyone and welcome to the Deck of Long Lost Things. My name is Philip and I am the Dungeons Master. And I am joined by a hearty crew of this party, approximately 66.6 repeating percent thereof. Say, deal us in, party.
Deal us in.
Party.
There we go. That was beautiful.
Yeah, you just had pause hard enough.
I was saying we were it took some time to get. I had to re-download a thing. No one cares about that. But we were then talking about some game stuff, and I was like, I should just go live and talk about this for those viewers who might care. Let me tell you some changes to some spells. The cantrip resistance is garbage now. The cantrip resistance is, I think it's still concentration for a minute. Resistance. You say a damage type, and the next time, or when people take that kind of damage, they roll a d4 and take that much less of that damage. So rather than giving you a boost to your saving throw, it's a damage reduction of a d4.
Interesting.
As if it wasn't bad enough already.
Yeah.
Which spell is that?
Resistance, the cantrip.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
And
Guidance is actually great.
And then the
Guidance is great.
Guidance is different now. So, you know, guidance used to be you touch someone, and at some point in the next minute, they can throw that d4 on top of a skill check. The next time they do the skill check, they roll the d4 and add it. Guidance is now name a skill. For the next minute, they put that every time they roll that skill. So it has none of the flexibility of just whatever you go do, you might need guidance, here you go. But they can do it multiple, occurrences of it.
But counterpoint, like, you're never casting the spell in combat, so you can just still spam it as you want to.
Yeah, but I've seen people have to, I'm going to cast this, and then you go talk to that guy to convince him to let us in, that kind of stuff. I've seen people do that sort of thing, where it's like, I don't know what you're about to need when you climb up this roof, rogue, but here's a boost when you decide
Probably
you need
a stealth check.
Well, yeah, but a stealth check, but there might be an athletics to climb, unless they're a thief archetype. Come on.
I will say, I think thematically that actually does kind of make some sense. Where it's like, I'm gonna help you because you're gonna do this thing. This is how I'm gonna help you.
That one, I'm less complaining and more just aggressively stating they've changed everything. But anyway, welcome everyone. So yes, we are down a couple of players. Coincidentally, the players who are missing tonight are the two who were out in the hallway. So that's kind of evens things up, makes things easier. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
I am going to, we do of course have to open this, and if you'd like to Vanna White, yes you can. But I'm sending this out to the players here. These are the dice that have appeared thus far. The bloods have all been taken. The wolf, we have seen the D4, D8, D12 thing. I put that in there. I'll put it in the, I'll put it in Twitch chat too, just in case anyone cares. No, that was a different thing I already copied. That was dumb. Everyone apologies. That was the title of this thing, which you can see I copy-pasted in. There you go, Twitch chat. That's the options that there have been. I will point out that we've had 2 dice. See, I don't know. Is this going to be a set? Or are there going to be a bunch of these kind of burnt orange wood-looking, like this is a coffin D2 and a stake D4. So I don't know if we're going to get a ton more of these all in this color, or will we get different colored stakes and different coffins, or will there just be a bunch of single things no one could possibly guess? I can't tell you. Sophia says it's a tooth. Maybe it is meant to be a fang. Do you think it's a fang or a stake? Okay. There we go.
Okay, I'm going to say garlic D8.
Garlic D8. I love this so much. Wouldn't it be a garlic D10? Shaped like a clove? Okay. Gotcha.
I think either one could be.
Okay.
Honestly, if it is a garlic anything, I'll be pretty impressed with myself.
Garlic D8, I love it. All right. Anybody else want to make a guess? You will receive heroic inspiration if you're right.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Mist D20.
Mist D20. Was that what you were gonna say?
Mist.
No.
You know, and if it wasn't she was going to say, she'd never admit to it.
That's even truer.
A wolf percentile dice.
Wolf percent, Mist D20, Garlic D8. I guess from you, Vanna?
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Then here on, where are you, 23? The number 23. Ooh. survey says. Did you say wolf percent?
I did.
Well, guess what? You just got a wolf percent, sir.
Whoa.
There we go. Dan.
First roll, I'm rolling it with the wolf d10, so we'll get a full thing. A 65.
Not that nice.
So just around the percentage of players who are here tonight.
Oh.
So you have Heroic Inspiration. Heroic Inspiration is a reroll.
A reroll.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Heroic Inspiration in this system is a I will take that again. Let me take that one
Well,
again.
I could definitely use that in my life.
Indeed.
In my real life as well, but no.
Hey now,
That's...
come on. Hey guys, come on now.
Heyo.
And you also can give it away now.
Oh.
I can't tell if I'm okay, we'll stop that. So
No, that was my. I didn't hate it.
you didn't hate that one. Understood. So let's talk about what happened in our last game. I think we all remember because it involved the leveling up, but you successfully infiltrated this sort of stolen fortress, used to be a pirate fortress here on Throne Key. You snuck through after everyone had been let out because Tenacity disguised herself as the leader, the mysterious leader of this group, yet another tiefling named Crusade. And Crusade, he told them that Restitution had gone off after Crusade, and Restitution had instead gone deeper into the fortress. You then went deeper into the fortress. You parlayed with Crusade. No one's happy with that. All right. And in so doing, kind of Crusade made some indications that, he really does want to open this box. He's just trying to put the thing again. He did make you all put your weapons on the ground and retained theirs, but he was not, he didn't just instantly kill you. And his I would say that his kind of, thing was borne out by the fact that Cobalt was able to cast Identify on the box and learn the code word that would open it without sort of misactivating or sort of doing something strange to the card with it. So Cobalt having it with you, activating it properly, the saying the infernal word for horn, the box unlocked. And of course there were some, you guys kind of like made some overtures of, hey, can we maybe, cooperate this, that, whatever way. And it all was very tentative, like, yeah, sure, but I think most of you are expecting there is about to be a crazy fight. But once the box was opened, there was a wave of energy that rushed over all of you, leveling you up to second, and revealing the card within is called the Pitchfork. So that is where we left off. Before we begin today's game, shall we draw from, we've done, I think, I don't know that, should we do mini, secrets, or strange things for our descriptor card today?
Secrets.
Secrets! Secrets are no fun unless I am a part of one.
Aw,
Remember that?
no, but that's sweet.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, people always said that, yeah. I've also heard secrets are no fun, secrets hurt someone, and that's lame.
Yes,
It's much better
yes,
to say,
that's...
it's much better to say unless
what
I
I
am a
know.
part of one, and then it's like, get it.
Who's choosing?
Jed spoke, so he shall.
Good. The delay is so priceless.
It's delightful. What do we got? Ooh!
Is it upside down?
It is upside down.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And what it is missionary. Hey guys, no jokes now. Come on. Let's not joke.
Proselytization is a very serious
All right.
thing.
I mean,
Missionary.
Philip, I never want to put you in an well, never mind.
No, it's not Friday. You shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you're right.
I never want to put you in a boring position. Know what you're
Yeah.
gonna say?
deck of secret things. Missionary. Those who spread wisdom and faith to others. Warnings of the spread of fear and ignorance. A card representing the element water, lawful good. Had you drawn this, you would have gained proficiency in persuasion and insight and doubled your proficiency bonus in those skills all time you rolled them.
Ooh.
Kind of a more modest prize, but a useful one, certainly. So, with that, thank you. With the missionary in mind, just good old-fashioned D&D.
Threat of evil warnings.
Spread
just
don't
drew a
don't
card.
spread evil. Okay. With that in mind, we will begin. As you have revealed the pitchfork.
Oh. Sorry,
Yes.
go ahead.
No. Did you have a last question?
No.
Last question, comment, or concern? Okay. So you all do, there is a moment in which everyone in this room, and the fun thing for me is that it is not only you two, but Restitution and Crusade have also been kind of like, there's a, everyone's pupils are sort of dilating as there's like, oh, there's some energy just passed in here. And it extended to just out the door, so we're assuming that Kha'rack and Tenacity also felt it right out there. There is a moment of kind of like minor disorientation or kind of a burst of such things. So in order to kind of and the room does appear to get very bright for a moment. So you know where everything is, you know what's going on. If anyone would like to just move, they can do so. But I think we're going to go ahead and roll initiative. But I would let you know that you will need to spend an action making a perception check to see what, to kind of readjust your senses to this room. With the exception of Cobalt Rainsilver, who you are blind fighter, right?
Yeah.
Excepting you. You do not have to... I'm still going to make you roll the perception check to just sort of sense it, but it's not it won't take you extra time. Because you don't have to spend the time blinking.
Right.
Great. Terrific.
Are we rolling initiative first, or?
Let's all just roll some initiative, my friends.
How do I get to?
Oh my God! Why?
Like paper at the top there. Yeah, there we go.
Fuck.
Is it a 1? Can't see.
Yeah.
So what does that get you to?
I don't know. Fucking
Probably a
bullshit.
5.
It's 5. It's 5. 5. Sorry.
It's, 5. There's worse than 5.
I was gonna be unnecessarily upset by that.
You should be.
Yeah.
How did you do, Cobalt?
7 overall.
7 overall. Okay. How did you fare, Mr. Oh, Andrew, can you change your name so I call you the right thing?
Oh, it is.
Oh, you did.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, it's
Apologies.
backwards. It's
no,
backwards.
it's fine. That's enough. I'll remember. Luck. I just occasionally will call you Andrew is trying. Luck. What is your
21.
21. So Luck will be ready to sort of maybe do something here. What did you roll? Zeely?
4.
4. Hey, Wa'apa, you're not even last.
Zeely,
Now,
appreciate you.
my dear,
You're a good egg. Rely on you.
One thing that's funny is that when you rolled what you rolled, you went ah, and when Aaron rolled what she rolled, she went yes. That's what I just rolled for the bad guys. So sorry.
Okay.
You want to tell them what it is? Okay. I'll see if you guys can see what that reads there. It's
It looks like a natural 20.
it looks like a natural 20 because 'tis. Okay. Okay. Next up is Crusade. Crusade does not roll so good. Wow. Wait. And then I have to roll one more. Okay. All right. So, in this sort of blinding kind of like disorienting light, and I almost hesitate to say blinding because like the room is not, you know, no one is blinded, has the blinded condition. It's just the room has gotten kind of energy, kind of, you know, a reeling moment. You can't see, you know, you're seeing spots, but you're not blinded. You definitely can sort of still see. The first thing that happens is you hear some feet pumping. You feel some like rapid, you hear rather some rapid footsteps, followed by restitution sort of like crying out. Kind of like, ah! Not in, doesn't seem like she's in intense pain or anything. But she definitely, you all know her voice well enough that you can sort of tell that she just experienced some degree of pain. Okay. The next thing that happens is everyone make an endurance save, Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, right. I'm actually good at these. Okay.
13.
13.
9.
9.
19.
19.
Oh, well.
12.
I guess I could roll in this. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Hold
Zeely and Luck. Unless you want to.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah. 18.
Luck.
Yeah, I used my luck.
You use your luck to reroll that. You used your luck point. Oh wait, no. So you use your heroic inspiration.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. With a 19. So actually, Zeely, you alone do suffer 3 points of fire damage. The room gets hot. The rest of you feel it, but Zeely, you kind of, maybe you just sort of suck in a breath of like heated air and it kind of burns your lungs. So you lose 3 hit points. Luck, it is now your turn.
Bonus action, I'm going to summon my packed weapon.
Okay. What, can you describe your packed weapon to us?
Oh, it's just a very just a long sword. It's sort of plain silver. It's got some like filigree, but not like, it seems like a little bit old, and like sort of like sturdy, kind of like flashy in an old money kind of way.
Understood. Okay, gotcha.
Is the filigree on the handle or the blade?
It's on the blade.
Nice.
Sure.
Cool.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to try and. Can I see the card, where the card is?
In order to, like, you know where the card is, you can be looking there, but in order to, like, really sort of see what's going on, you do have to spend your action on a perception check to see what is going on.
And I can't like. Everyone is everyone disoriented?
Everyone seems disoriented. You already heard restitution sort of cry out, and you felt a wave of heat. But if you, that being said, Luck, you know where the card is. You saw that. So if you want to like move to the card, you can be moving there. It's just there might be, you know, you're kind of doing it like half blinded, half sort of stumbling through. It's like you can see the shapes of everything. It just like it's not even so much a perception check. It's like a check to like let your eyes adjust. Or that's what that sort of spend action.
Understood.
Is. But you can absolutely, if your goal is grab card, easily done.
But I won't be able to grab it on this turn, correct? I have to use
you can. Oh, if you don't make the perception check, you can reach out and grab it. Because you know where it is.
I would like to. Yes, I would like to grab the card.
Understood. So, Luck, you reach your hand towards where the card is. Before you have quite made contact with it, you feel your hand, like, passing into actual fire.
Wonderful.
Are you resistant to fire damage?
Or
because you're chthonic, are you resistant to something else?
Oh, no, I'm chthonic. I'm not... Oh, I forgot to change. Okay, no, I am not.
Okay, so...
I don't mind it though.
Go ahead and make another Constitution saving throw.
That is an 18.
18. Excellent. You now take 4 points of fire damage. And like your hand, you appear to be on fire. And you can tell that there is some sort of like flame over it. The fire feels very spiteful and sharp, but you can still pick the card up. Your hand is now on fire if that's of concern to you. But if you grab the card,
no pain, no gain.
Very good. So you do grab the card. So you technically haven't even used your action yet, which you could use to put the fire out on yourself, or you can
I'm going to turn with turn, and as I turn, hopefully allowing my comrades to see this, but if not, it's okay. I'm going to use the Mask of Many Faces to make myself look like Crusade.
Okay. So just for the clear, the party now has 2 Crusades.
Yes.
Because Mask of Many Faces is
Disguise Self.
It is Disguise Self. So that's what she's already got up with, like a maybe 10-minute, 15-minute head start. Love it.
And as we all know, the first one happened to succeed randomly. The second one was atrociously garbage.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So, Luck. You now look
Was
like
that a crusade joke?
Yeah, it was.
It was a good crusade. I liked it.
That took me a minute, man.
Oh my god.
Dan, I was with you and I liked it.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Luck.
I'm not angry about it.
Are you? So that's your action. Movement. You maybe spent 5 or 10 feet to get to the table. Probably only 5.
Great. I'm going to walk out the door.
Understood. So you run out the door. You are on fire, but you have the card in hand, and you look like Crusade. I'm gonna say that you walk out of the door. They see you. I'm gonna roll on Tenacity's behalf an Arcana check, because what's fun is, since it's Disguise Self, your hand doesn't look like it's on fire, but fire is like kind of coming out of it like through the hologram, basically. And Tenacity, as she and Kha'rack are like, they have sort of knocked out that Dragonborn who was gonna come in and talk. Seeing that, they look at you, and Kha'rack like moves to attack, and Tenacity's like, hold on, who are you?
It's me. It's listen to my voice.
And then and Kha'rack goes, it's Cobalt. Okay, yeah. All right, so cool. All right, well that was the over 20s. So 2 of the villains had over 20. But now we go to Cobalt, who is 4th in line with a 7.
Well, I'm gonna pick up my sword.
Okay.
That's on the ground. So it's no longer on the ground.
Easily done. You definitely had a sense that someone just ran out the door.
Yeah, well, I mean, you said I could use like my free perception. Like,
make your perception check for free. Excellent point.
That's 17.
17. Yes, I'll say that you could tell that Luck went to the table and rushed out. So you can tell that Luck has gone to the table and has already moved, and is saying stuff out there. What you sense, Cobalt, that Wapiano and Zeely haven't yet done, and actually Luck didn't even sort of like fully see, though he tasted, is that burning over the desk, over the box that it came out of, is like a 6 or 7 foot tall pitchfork of like a shape of a pitchfork of flame, just like radiating. And you can sort of see or sense or recognize that. You can feel, you know, even though you can't see it, you can sense that heat, and you can even sense the 3 tips, and having seen what the card was before this wave of energy burst.
In that case, I'm just gonna like back slowly towards the door. I'm not gonna leave the room though. I'm like, I will I'm just gonna hold an action to attack the real crusade. If I just actually holding actions work the same in this system?
Good fucking question. Who knows what does anything?
Oh yeah, I'm truly.
Let's find out, friends. Let's say it does until I find out otherwise.
Okay. In that case, I will hold an action to attack Crusade. Actually, yeah, I'm stepping 5 feet back, and I'm gonna hold an action to attack Crusade if Crusade does anything malicious towards myself or any of my companions.
Copy. Love it. It's called a ready action, and you take the ready action to wait for a particular circumstance, and then you use your reaction to do it. So yours is basically, if Crusade attacks, I will attack Crusade.
Yeah.
Perfect. And you're always allowed to ignore the trigger, it says explicitly, which was not as clear in the old rules, so good on them for that. All right, so Cobalt, you sort of seen like some stuff's going on. You're pretty sure Luck walked out, but you're like, okay, I'm just gonna stand here and attack if anything goes down. Next in initiative order is Wa'apino.
I'll roll my perception check.
Go for it.
12.
Yeah, you see a column of fire over the card. You also see the card is no longer there. But you did feel one member of, like, you had this sense, like, as you saw Luck sort of move in and out. So you think Luck has it probably, or you think the card or maybe the card just
not in the room.
You can tell you saw Luck like moving out of the room. Yeah, you saw Luck kind of dashing out.
All right.
So either Luck has the card or the card disappeared and became a pillar of fire.
Right. Okay. And what are the 2 non-members doing?
Excellent question. Restitution is batting fire off of herself and cursing loudly. Crusade is lunging to prepare to reach for the not present card.
Okay.
Shielding his eyes.
All right. Great. I'm gonna back up a little bit next to Cobalt and ask him. So we just leave, or do we take them out, or what do we do?
I don't know.
Cool, I'm on board with that. And I'll just stand there next to Cobalt. In front of the door. I don't want to let anybody out.
Sure. Yeah. So like as a reaction, if op attack, you could at this right. So
well, I don't have an action to prep a reaction for, but
you can still op attack as a reaction.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Yes. Zeely.
Yes.
You and our dear friend Crusade have the same initiative. Would you rather Crusade go first and then you go, or would you rather go and then Crusade go? Ordinarily, I would just automatically let the player go first, but I will give you the option.
I would like to go.
Understood. So what are you going to do?
I should roll first, right?
You want to do the perception? So you use your action to make a perception check. Make a perception. 10 is enough to kind of get your 10 is the minimum thing here, but yes, you do. You see what's going on. You see that Wappy, and Cobalt have gone there. You see Luck is already like running out the door, at least a third person there. You see Crusade is about to reach for this like pillar of fire, but he's like not like looking at it. You've kind of looked up and you've gotten your bearing. You also see Restitution like patting out a fire on herself.
So I have a bonus action left. Is that right? Or
You can use a bonus action if you'd like to, or you can still use your movement to leave. But you can't like make an attack or like cast a spell unless it's a bonus action spell.
does at level 2 does Divine Smite like?
Oh, that's interesting. You can cast Divine Smite is a bonus action. I wonder if you can do it the turn beforehand. That's interesting. We haven't. You did it during the first combat in a way that made sense.
I think you can actually.
Which you take immediately after hitting a target with a melee weapon or an unarmed strike. So it's a bonus action, but you must take it once, like while you're hitting something, which is interesting.
And I cannot hit someone as a bonus action.
You cannot hit someone as a bonus action. You had to spend your action sort of getting your bearing and blinking your sight into the stuff, so you don't have time to do a full wind up on someone. But you can move if you want to move out of the room or to Cobalt and Wap, you know.
Can you prepare an action, a reaction, like? Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, you can, and that's you can. It's called the ready action, but you need your action to do it.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Can I? Yeah, I will just move toward the door, but standing in between Crusade and whoever is
Understood. So you'll kind of take the.
No, I just want to stick my foot out.
Understood. Kind of, so you could maybe trip and attack if anybody. Okay, so you're trying to make sure they can't leave. All right, great. So Zelie and Wapino and Cobalt, you all know what's going on in the room. Luck, you don't totally, but you know you've been burned and you're out in the hallway. It is now the turn of Crusade. Crusade is not going to make a perception. He's doing what Luck did and what Restitution did. That's not great, Crusade. Oh, where is this? Crusade will take... God, did I roll higher on Crusades than I did on Luck's. That's a shame for Crusade. Rolled lower on Crusade's save and much higher on the damage. So that's too bad. So basically, Cobalt, Wapino, and Zelie, you see Crusade like lunging across his desk for the card. His kind of knowing that there's energy, like not quite realizing the heat, he can feel it, but he doesn't realize. He basically puts his face into the flame, and then sort of screams. And as he's like moving his hands rapidly on his desk, he knocks the box aside, and is now kind of going back, and now is just smacking himself in the face, trying to put the fire out. That will end his turn. And that brings us to the top of the round, and that turn belongs to Restitution. Restitution is no dummy. She will spend her action putting the fire out on herself. So she's gonna do that. That brings us to... Oh. Never mind. Okay. Cobalt, Wapino, and Zelie. The three of you still in the room. Oh, actually, Luck, you go next. No. This happens before that. I'm so sorry. Right.
No,
You're the next character, but the pitchfork goes next. Sorry. The pitchfork's initiative 23. That's why you guys felt the heat before Luck did anything. Wapino, Cobalt, and Zelie. Now that you're here, you guys are still like shielding your eyes, or Cobalt, you're sort of maybe just closing your eyes. You see the pitchfork becoming white hot in the middle, and almost taking shape, almost taking substance. The flames coming off of it begin to ignite things in the room. Papers, all the cards that were on the sort of box of cards that sort of were pulled out, all those scraps of cards in there, they begin to light up in flame. The gold things on them are like getting white hot. I need Cobalt, Wapino, and Zelie to make another Constitution saving throw. As now the fire that is whooshing off of this becomes more intense.
15?
15, excellent.
10.
16.
16, 10. All right, so Wapino, you fail, and you will take all of this, which is I did roll worse, though. So this is 7 fire damage for you. As it's burning. Cobalt and Zeely and Wapiino, Cobalt and Zeely, rather, you guys don't take any fire damage, but, like, you feel like it's
hot.
It's like blissy. It's like, oh, it's really hot. You've already taken some. This time you sort of knew to maybe, like, not breathe it in. Wapi, you might have, like, just breathed in, that superheated air, and you're hacking, coughing. It's really bad. Maybe some kind of, tapestry on the wall, maybe that is beginning to sort of burn. But you can definitely see there is something, this thing is taking form, this very powerful sort of, like, fiendish energy is taking form. In addition, Zeely, you hear a voice in your head, just kind of like, muttering incantations in Infernal. That is a language you speak, right? Mm-hmm. So basically you kind of hear this very, like, creepy sort of kind of devilish voice going, "It has returned. It has returned. Bring it to the master. It has returned. The master will reclaim. It has returned. Bring. It has returned." Like, take this. Take the fork. Kind of just very frightening, upsetting. Wapi, and Cobalt, you guys don't really hear that, but you maybe feel it. You maybe feel bad energy coming off of this thing.
I mean, it feels like it's just, like, straight up coming from the pitchfork.
Coming from, and it's not even coming from the card, but over where the card was, it seems to be like this pitchfork is, like, resolving itself out of fire. We can do some Arcana checks later, but that is what's happening. So Wapi knows you, like, burn that, and you also notice that Restitution. I guess I need to roll for both of them.
I was going to ask if she lit up again.
Restitution saves. Cult Fanatic has only a +1 to this. Sorry, Cult Fanatic. Guys, spoiler alert: Crusade is a Cult Fanatic. Crusade rolls a 17, also doesn't take any damage. He's maybe he fell.
No problem.
He fell on the floor already burning, so he didn't take it. Restitution, seeing that she has, like, shielded herself from the flame of this and is holding up, and she's put herself out, but she's looking very upset and bad, and she still hasn't made her perception check to see what's going on. Luck, you're in the hallway. You feel more heat radiating from behind you, but you're out in the hallway with Kha'rack and Tenacity.
I'm going to hold on one second. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to tell the friends in the hallway to follow. I'm going to use my action to put myself out.
Perfect, yes. So yes, you do not take more fire damage. Well done.
And I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat.
That's a bonus action?
It's a bonus action spell.
Perfect. All right. Well then, yeah, so you, do you start?
And I'm going to book it. I'm going to book it out of there.
Understood. All right. So as you start running, telling them you lead the way, I mean, you certainly remember how you got in here. So, like, you can sort of, it's not, you don't need Cobalt's expert, because Cobalt is known for one thing, and that's for being a navigator. You don't need Cobalt's expert navigation skills right now. So you can certainly get to sort of the entrance, and you tell, I'm going to say that Tenacity and Kha'rack, and sort of seeing that the, Tenacity will sort of say, like, come on to you guys, basically. Like, let's go. Great. Cobalt, what would you like to do?
Do I get a sense that this is resolving into, like, some form of item in front of me, or, like, it's going to explode?
I love this question so much, Cobalt. My instinct is to ask you to make an Arcana check, but my other instinct is to ask you to pitch me other kinds of checks you think this could possibly be. Because I want you to get this, Dan. This is a situation of, I really do want I want this for you.
Okay, I'm gonna throw out insight because I'm hearing chanting. There is some form of consciousness
There
behind
is a
it.
consciousness behind it. The chanting, you feel chanting. You don't even fully hear it the way Z
Yeah,
does.
but I can tell like there seems to be. You said I was like I can feel some energy, some power, something going on.
You feel when you said you feel consciousness, I said, Dan, you've sold me. I said,
All right,
Dan,
great.
you have sold me. Dan, give me an insight check. Dear boy.
Don't let me down, baby. Don't let me down. Well, that's a 10 overall, so probably not going to do it.
You're just not sure.
Okay.
I'll say this, with a 10, you think either is very possible. You think it's very possible that there is an item is about to be here, and you know that they're calling this the deck of long lost things. So you definitely know that something is about to be here. Or something could be here, but also there could be a big explosion of fire coming.
Okay,
Both seem very
wait, wait, Philip, hang on. Can we walk this back?
Yes, can you use
You
do you have your
my
crazy
second level
tactical
feature?
mind?
Yes, I would like to use my tactical mind, which is a new
Oh.
fighter feature.
Love it.
Which it reads thusly: when you fail an ability check, you can expend a use of second wind, and instead of regaining HP, you roll 1d10 and add the result of the ability check. And if the check still fails, this use of second wind is not expended.
Isn't that so cool?
That's
It doesn't even
great.
charge you. So there's no reason not to do this. Please
There's
do it.
zero reason. Yeah. All right. So
A 5 would be great.
I rolled a. So that's not.
A
probably not
4?
gonna do it. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
So-
tell you this, Cobalt. I will tell you this. I'm gonna almost give you the stuff. You're pretty sure it's both, which is the worst answer. You're pretty sure it's gonna get really bad in here, but there is going to be something left behind.
Okay.
But get bad in here meaning that there's a couple more rounds of fire, or get bad in here that it's going to blow up this entire fortress.
Yeah, it's gonna have devastation similar to bring down a meteor on a full village.
Precisely. You don't know that with a 14. You can't tell that insight, but you can tell something valuable, something that has long been lost, is coming back. You do know that, sir.
Okay.
How bad the birthing pains will be, we cannot say.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case, I'll look at Zealy and Wappa and I'll say, I think we should probably get out of here while the getting's good. And then I will leave the room and head out the way that I saw Luck going.
If you see you see two crusades running outside.
Yeah,
One leeching smoke off of him, and Kha'rack kind of going after them, holding her knife, really wanting to kill that dragonborn on the ground, being like, ugh. If you're saying, she hears you saying we need to go, so she's like, fine. So yes.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. You can even dash at that point and kind of be catching up with them, and everything's great.
I'm not going to dash. I am going to. I'm going to take the dodge action.
Ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like it a lot. Great. Just in case any falling debris, he gets advantage on his dexterity saving throw. Smart thinking. Wappy, it is your turn. So
All
Cobalt
right.
said, we need to get while the getting's good.
Yeah. I'm on board with that. That hurt. That burning hurt a lot. So I'm gonna. God, how do I want to do this? I think what I'd like to do, if I can. I got bonus action and action. I think what I'd like to do is with my bonus action, I'd like to grapple Zealy
Grapple Zealy?
if she's all right with this, and just pull her outside with me.
I think if it's a willing creature, you don't have to spend the bonus action.
That'd be great.
Yeah, you'll move half your movement, but you can pull Zealy. Unless Zealy do not want to be pulled.
I didn't pick up my weapon. So...
Understood. So if you start to drive for Zeely, you see Zeely is like reaching for her sword. Actually, when you backed up, that could have been your free interact with object. You could have grabbed that when you backed into position to the door. Zeely doesn't have her sword, and consequently she is
Axe.
axe. She doesn't have her labrys, so she is not consenting to be grappled. So you would have to actually you would have to make a grapple check to, or she'd have to make a grapple saving throw.
Right. Okay. Is there anything in here like a do I see like a what I'd like to do is try to bar the door. Is there anything I could use in here that would allow me to do that?
To bar the door, what do you mean?
Like a ladder or like a long broom handle or something?
To
Or
bar
like
the door from the
chair.
outside?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, roll a d20.
Natural one.
Literally nothing.
Cool.
Like,
Cool.
every single thing you look at is either like burned to cinders or is like soap.
Yeah.
I'll bar the door with this bar of soap.
That tracks. Of course, that tracks.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, then I'm trying to pull Zeely. She's not coming. I'm like, I can't stay here any longer. You get your sword and get out. And then Wapa's going to bonus action dash out the door as far away as possible, and with his action, he's going to take the dodge action.
Understood. So, and Kobold are kind of being dodgy, but they've gotten to that. I like it. All right.
I'm like 90 feet down the way.
Yeah, 60 feet.
90. I have a 45 feet movement speed now.
You have a 45-foot movement speed at level 2?
It went up. I think it went up 10 feet at level 2. I don't know why it says 45.
Wow,
Hold on, let me.
That's crazy.
Was that a Goliath thing, maybe?
God, yeah.
Maybe the Goliath gives me an extra 5 feet.
Goliath does
Those
give you extra
long
5
legs.
feet? Okay. Well,
Maybe, I don't know.
90 feet.
I'm at least 80 feet down the way. I did get extra 10 feet of movement. By
Fair enough. I didn't realize it was that
Yeah,
early.
Goliath speed 35. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, it is.
Fair enough. Yeah, he's fast. He's real fast. All right, so he's out the door. So Zelia, it is your turn. You want to grab your axe?
Is that free?
Yeah, free action to grab your axe.
Yeah, I want to grab that.
Okay. It's hot, but not to the point of dealing damage yet.
Can I sense anything about or like see where the chanting is coming from or sense anything about it?
You can do, if you'd like to do an insight check, I would let you sort of do that as a bonusy action, I guess, kind of thing. Just to, yeah, go ahead and do an insight check. This won't cost you your action. I'm trying to say.
23.
Natural 20. Yes, you are sure. I'll say this. You know that whatever is forming here, whether it is, you're not sure the way Cobalt was, where like if this is some old thing coming back, although you suspect it is an object. This is something connected to like the fiends, to the devils from below. This is some devilish weapon, some devilish artifact. I use that word not trivially. That is like appearing before you. This pitchfork, this symbol of devils. That is here, and like those voices you hear are just this place is becoming like a massive sort of nexus of fiendish interest and power, and the flame is probably coming straight from hell, like it's ripping a hole into the world as hell is going to reach for this thing again.
And Asmars don't have any resistance to Hellflame?
They don't. You're resistant to like hell rot. You're resistant to like the necrotic stuff, and you're also resistant to the light you share, but you are not resistant specifically to Hellflame. But now, like, not even all tieflings are. Tieflings are resistant to different things now.
Okay.
Hence luck getting burned.
Hence luck.
Hence luck.
That looked good though.
But luck looked amazing. No one, it's like, luck looked so good on fire. It looked like if somebody had only gotten a photo of luck on fire, that's like a great Instagram shot. You know, that's on grid. Did I use it right?
Sure.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Dan.
Then I'd like to run out after them
Sounds good.
and dodge.
So if you want to dodge, you'll kind of wind up being where Cobalt is, which is your sort of out of the way. Tenacity and Kha'rack are there as well. Luck and Wa'apa, are much further ahead.
Okay.
But if you want to take a dodge action, yes, you can definitely do that. I think that's a wise thing. One last roll I'm going to make, because we now get to our friend. He'll try to put himself out, but he's got a lot of flame on him. Okay. And then I'm going to roll something for another person. Is it there? Is a restitution roll? Yeah, okay. So you guys are running as fast as you can, and you're sort of trying to be dodgy and whatever. At initiative count 23, so Luck, you're about to have your next. Honestly, we may suspend initiative here since it seems like everyone is just running as fast as they can. There is a larger gout of flame. Cobalt was very right to say everyone needed to get out of there, as like the door sort of is even like exploding, like behind, like flame going more. Cobalt and Zeely, you're the only two who are far enough back still, since you guys, ran with movement and took your action. So you guys make a dexterity saving throw, but you both have advantage because you dodged, like wise folk.
Ooh, 11.
Cool.
And which one is this?
Dexterity saving up there.
Oh, 13.
13. Okay, you had 11, Cobalt?
Yeah.
All right, so the DC was 13. In fact,
Okay.
It has been 13 for all of these little things. But the amount of damage at this far out is not as bad as it was kind of obviously in the room or even to the thing. So, Cobalt, you are going to take 4 points, and Zeely, you're going to take 2. As though you're dodging, you guys do, still get hit with some, hit in the back with some pieces of flame. Some, burning pieces of wood and things like that. But you avoid, serious harm to yourselves. So, that's good news. And you carry on running. Luck, unless you're doing anything other than just getting the hell out of this building, I will suspend initiative and say you guys can all sort of catch up to each other, because between your expeditious retreat and Wa'apa Ino's obscene speed, you guys weren't even in the range of what sort of blew up in the room. Luck, unless if there's anything you want to do, otherwise we'll suspend initiative and just have you guys outside.
I mean, if there's does it look like there's anything valuable? I'm not a thief, though. No, that's okay. It's okay. No. I've got. Yeah, I can pay for things.
Did anybody survive?
Did anybody survive behind you? Go ahead and make a perception check.
I mean, yeah, I'm also trying to see, is the place starting to catch fire? Because we're in a fucking treehouse.
The place is starting to catch fire.
Yeah,
The
so we
treehouse
should
is on
definitely be
fire.
getting out of here.
Yeah.
19.
Wa'apa Ino. As you guys emerge sort of from it, kind of coughing, going out of this, you do notice behind you that Restitution has gotten out. She seems to be emerging from a slightly different door. You kind of look as you're sort of seeing your group, and you notice that there are now 2 Crusades, neither of whom have horrible burns on them, so you're pretty sure that's not the real Crusade. So, and they're also standing with Kha'rack, Zeely, and Cobalt. So you can say, all right, so got it. You don't see Crusade, but you do see a few other figures are kind of coming out of it, wreathed in flame, and you're not sure who it is, but maybe one is that. You do see Restitution coming out of, another door near where you guys, kind of another, kind of split in the roots. And several of the cultists are rushing her, saying, there she is! Because if you guys remember, you sent them out to find her. So she is being beset by cultists. And is with a 19 Wa'apa, you see a cultist run at her, and she's just coughing, and she's just and she just stabs the guy, but then there's more, so she's having to back up. So she is being driven sort of into the jungle by them, but she's you could go after her if you wanted to, but she's surrounded by cultists who either you'd have to keep lying to, or etc. But she's currently being attacked by some of those cultists. Crusade, you do not see having emerged necessarily. You're not sure. You wouldn't swear that he's not out. You other people were still in the building who hadn't gone out, and they're kind of coming out too. So you can't be sure, but you don't see him. He's not like out there like dusting himself off, marshaling forces.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I see into the room? Can I see the pitchfork still?
Oh no, I'm sorry. You are out of the building.
Right.
You guys are out of it. You've like run through all the warrens of the treehouse, and you've emerged out. Like you've climbed out. That was like down below. So yeah, there's no line of sight for it. Other than that, you can now see that the whole like smoke is pouring out of every sort of open root, and the top of it you see embers. Like the whole thing is burning.
Got you. The whole thing's gonna go up then.
Cobalt's fears are coming true. The whole thing's going up.
Yeah. I would. Well, Luck, since you're near me, I would say that we should probably, that whatever that is, probably worth retrieving. At least not letting someone else get it.
Yes, of course.
But we're gonna have to let this fire burn down. We should probably try to find a place nearby that we can.
Yes.
Die in.
You want to go help restitution?
No.
Oh, I mean,
I guess. I'm kind of hurting right now. I'm not really in a position to help anybody.
That's true. I'd like to take a look at the card.
Oh yeah, you have the card.
I have the card. Does the card look like it's all grayed out and?
Nope, the card looks beautiful. The card is vibrant colors, and I'm gonna go ahead and just confess a thing. I was hoping that before this game started, I would have the art for all of these done, and I just don't. But it is the pitchfork.
Does it look like it has been? Wait, do I remember how these things? Can you draw something more than once?
You can draw something. I mean, every time you draw, but okay. So, Luck, give me an Arcana roll on decks. Okay. This is a deck Kana.
The Kana. Oh, that's a 1. But hold on. Where is it? Inventory. Mask. Topsy-turvy. When I roll a 1 on the d20, I can treat the roll as if I rolled a 20 instead.
So I have really bad news about that.
Oh, have I used it already
You used it early this day on a medicine roll this morning.
Same day. All right, then it is
you have your
critical failure.
Right?
He already used it.
Oh right, yeah.
On the thing. That being said,
and
it's been so many sessions.
I have to declare luck before.
Luck has to be declared before, and that's why heroic inspiration is now what luck used to be, just only for yourself, basically. You know what? Okay. It's been 3 sessions. I'll let you do your topsy-turvy again.
Oh,
it's been so long. I mean, it feels like it's been weeks. Yes, it has been.
It's true. Well, man, maybe it was. Hey, maybe it was over. No, well, I think actually, I would even say, teacher. I believe because it's. We went overnight. On the boat, right?
You did not. You sailed all day on the boat to beat her by night.
Okay, then never mind. Well, it's dawn somewhere.
It's dawn o'clock somewhere. Okay. So, yes, when you're drawing from a deck, you can only draw 1 card in that drawing of the cards. But you haven't drawn this card. This is not part of a deck. This is a card that will be part of a deck, but there is no deck. The effects of this card won't take place until you have a deck from which you can draw. The real question... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The real question is, how many cards do you need before you can call it a deck?
Right. That's a good question. So do I feel... I guess the direct question I'm trying to figure out is, do I feel like the existence of this thing in the room used up the card in some way?
No, the card does not seem... You think it's almost the reverse. That the card summoned and the card. I mean, I'll go ahead and tell you about. I can tell you what is on the card, sort of the highlighted things. The card depicts a fiendish sort of trident or pitchfork. Written at the bottom, it says the pitchfork. The way that the cards often do at the bottom of them. This deck does not appear to be numbered the way some decks are. Like tarot decks often have numbers for their major arcana. This does not. Behind the pitchfork, it seems to be some kind of throne chamber or temple chamber with sort of like, arches, that energy with fiendish symbols on the walls. On the bottom left of it, there is a fiendish skull with horns and a spider crawling out of one eye. In the bottom right corner, there is a fiend cowering with one arm outstretched, kind of like cowering in fear while reaching up toward the pitchfork.
So there's some interesting metaphors on this card, interesting choices. Doesn't seem great. I don't love, I mean, I think they get a bad rap, but I don't love the spider coming out the eye. I agree, Wappa. I think we should try to fetch this item.
I mean, better we have it than some of these other people. How, like, now at this point is like this whole wooden structure up in flames? Like
the whole structure is not up in flames, but smoke is billowing out of like the top of it and everything, and you're seeing some cinders in the lower sections below. I'll also say that if you go ahead. You guys, I assume, have kind of you're all kind of like crouching, off in the tree somewhere. Is that? That's how I'm saying. If you're doing something else, let me know, because it might interact what's happening. But like, whatever cultists there are, they're sort of standing more like, some of them are just running off into the night. Like, well, guess that's over. Others are kind of like asking what they should do. Like where Crusade is. Obviously, you have 2 Crusades with you right now, but they're sort of not sure what to do. Restitution you no longer see. She has either fled or dispatched or won people to her side, but she's not visible from your sort of vantage point.
Okay, before like too much time has passed after saying restitution run off, can I cast message in her direction?
Sure.
I guess technically if I do the wrong way and I go through more than 1 foot of wood, it would block the spell. There are too many trees. But,
true. Yes.
I would just say my apologies. That's not how I intended that to go, but hopefully no hard feelings.
Can I,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We're Cobalt. I'm gonna say you throw that out in a few directions, so we'll get to you in a moment. Yes, Zeely, while he's doing that.
Is Wappa near me? Can I lay on hands on?
You absolutely may.
How much are you down?
8 points.
8. I'll give you 6.
Oh! I see how it is. I get how this is.
That
How is it?
feels amazing. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I
You look.
love a good negotiator.
Everyone here,
Also,
you're the most. I think the most trustworthy one. You're the one that's got my back every time here. Between the plate mail, the healing, like you're good. You're a good kid.
Thank you, as long
Speaking
as
of
you recognize.
speaking of plate mail,
I
I'm going to
recognize.
then smile at Zeely and whisper under my breath, and 90% of the sludge of her plate mail comes off as I cast Prestidigitation.
I'd like to apologize to Luck. I'm sorry if I've come off as harsh or curt. I judged you as the most foolish person here, and it turns out I was wrong. It's Cobalt.
I would agree with that. And then the last, I missed a spot, and then I get the last part.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Speaking of Cobalt, you do get a sort of message back into your mind. It's when you're noticing when you realize it's kind of like you think she's gone she went kind of all the way around to the other side. You know, you guys went out this way, she must have gone all the way around. But it's when you're sort of doing it in that direction. You don't know her exact position, but you sort of get the message back. The card. Did you get the card?
Yes.
That's not to you. That's
sorry. That was
Cobalt's mind. Sorry.
that was to him. That was
I'm just not gonna respond.
Leave her unread. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Leave her unheard.
Can you just did the card? Did you? Whatever. I don't care if you got it or not. So, Cobalt, you know that she has survived, and she's out there within like 120 feet, I suppose, or 100 feet, but in the jungle. And there are a few. I guess you guys also actually. I will roll for this. Hold on. Let me roll for one cultist. Guys, this is just a little fun for me. Sorry, I was gonna do this. You know what? I'll even bust out the big boy. I'll bust out the massive.
Ooh.
Can I roll in there?
Awooga.
Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. 14.
Sorry.
It's fine. No, you're good. 14 plus nothing. All right, this one cultist.
That was so heavy.
It is. We're not ready. Yeah. So it's big. I hate the sound of that. So velvet. I hate it. Don't. Just take it.
No, thank you.
Okay. One cultist is sort of standing there, and you hear him say, I think that this is a test. I think this is a test on behalf of the cult. I'm ready, Deck. I'm ready to draw from you. And he runs in. After a few moments, you hear, it's hot! And they're like, well, then come out! No, it's a test! I'm oh, God! I'm on fire! Okay, no, it's fine, I'm gonna stay in it! You know, you hear, this is the new tone of the game, and that's what's happening.
Sure.
That's the mentality of someone who'd do this, I suppose.
So.
Well, we should,
A little further away.
We should find a place where we can keep an eye on this, but stay hidden and return when fire dies.
And should we also decide who should hold the card?
I can hold on to it. It's fine.
Oh, I know that you can. But should
Yeah,
we decide who
thank
should?
you. I think you answered your question.
Well, no one else did.
Well, who do you think should, Zeely?
Oh, I think I should.
And why is it like that?
Well, what Appa already said, that he feels I'm the most trustworthy here.
I did say that.
I have Appa's vote.
The most humble as well.
Thank you.
That's funny.
Well, perhaps we should.
I'm
Why
going to
don't
hold
we-
on to it for now.
I'm gonna put a hand on Zeely's shoulder and say, listen, I'm okay with you holding onto the card, but I wouldn't want that burden to, weigh on you too heavily.
I don't want to reply to that.
I choose to decline replying to that.
Perhaps we should take this time while we're waiting for this fire to burn down and the cultists to leave.
Yes.
Actually figure out what it is we wish to do with the card rather than worry about who holds it. Make sure our goals are aligned before we start to fight over things that aren't immediate importance.
Let's hunker down somewhere.
Cobalt, make a survival check to find a place to hunker down. It's so funny that he's the survival guy.
Cobalt the Ranger.
Cobalt Ranger. Ranger Cobalt?
13.
It's not bad. Yeah, you kind of, better than average.
Yeah.
You lead them off a little bit, kind of to a spot that has a little bit more cover, while also allow you kind of like, also you sort of climb up onto like a little bit of rock, so that you're not, as maybe susceptible to like slithering things or things that would be sort of on the ground. You guys can, but you're still seeing kind of, and now at this point you are seeing like kind of there is a good bit of flame. So the thing is burning. You suspect it will burn for hours, but you could go in while it's still smoldering and just be kind of cautious. But you think it's going to burn for a while. If you'd like to, you could use this opportunity for a long rest. Although that may be pushing, how long, or you could take a short rest and kind of, wait. Or do things in shifts. If you take Kha'rack and Tenacity, they'll take a long rest.
We're already taking a long rest today.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a short rest so we can keep an eye on things and move if we have to?
Okay.
And then once we retrieve what we need to, we can take all the time we need to fully restore ourselves.
All right. So, anyone who wants to expend any short rest features, regain such things, you may do so. Rolling hit dice for any damage, etc., if you want to do that.
As long as I would have rolled anything above a 1 on my hit die, I would have been back to full health, and yet I rolled a 1.
So it goes. But when it counted and you were rolling to increase your max hit points, you rolled very well.
That's so true, dude.
So it all evens out. So true, dude. All right. On a short rest, does anyone do anything in particular, or do you guys just kind of generally focus on
anything that does stuff?
I mean, you'll get spells back, right, Luck?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if I have any of my feats. Oh no, I just have the luck thing. Okay.
So
Can I lay on hands myself?
you can. You can, and it's
I have 4 left.
you gave him 6. Yeah, you have 4 left. So yeah, you're in pretty good shape. All right. As you guys rest, I think if anyone would like to, I assume that you guys, while doing this, are still sort of keeping an eye on matters. So unless you think you would be like, anyone would be like suspending their short rest to like alone go scout and kind of look really closely. From here, anyone can make a perception check at disadvantage, sort of just peering through the sort of woods kind of at distance. You can see the flame, just trying to see what might be going on around it.
Volunteer Kha'rack to go scout by herself.
Okay, Kha'rack will go scout.
I'm
by
kidding.
herself.
I'm kidding.
No. If there's one person who would go off by herself, it's Kha'rack. All right, first off, I'm gonna roll I'll roll the big one for Kha'rack.
I had a 15, by the way.
15 at disadvantage. Very good. All right, Kha'rack's stealth. Not so great for Kha'rack, but fortunately, no one's really watching at this. Kha'rack's perception, much better. Okay. So, Wa'api'ina. You notice that it appears most of the cultists are running. Oh, also during this short rest, Tenacity looks like herself again, and then Luck does too. Most of the cultists, as far as you can see, Wa'api'ina, seem to be running away. The cult seems to be dissipating. A few are sort of there. I'll say that, and then Kha'rack will even come back and say, well, there was one really burned one who was like just muttering how he was sure he was gonna get to draw one, but they got him out, and so they left. I never saw Crusade though.
I imagine he's sitting there right next to the pitchfork.
I'm a dragon. I just remembered that Kha'rack's a dragon. That's her face. Yeah, it's dragon face.
Dragon face.
Okay. Well, if without any further sort of you kind of basically, it seems like most of them are not waiting around, in other words. But a few might be, and you, Cobalt, I think you suspect restitution, based on what she was saying, is probably not disappearing into the night without at least information.
Right.
At this point, your short rest is over. What cultists remain do not seem as much of it. I mean, you know, if you guys fight him, this has gone from being like, you know, 12 on 4 plus 2 NPC PCs to, you know, 2 on 6 kind of a situation. So it's you're a little more you're not as daunted by them. But as the sort of the fires, there still is a good bit of smoke going up, but it is no longer it's not like a blaze.
We should go back in. We should see what remains.
Of course. I will. Yeah, and I will continue being crusade. Just in case we run into a, you know, stray cultist.
You'll cast the thing to be crusading it. Okay, very good.
Well, I'll just have it on because I.
Perfect. Yeah, mask him in your face is just at will, baby. So, as you step out of the trees, the couple of cultists who are there, sort of seeing Crusade, will kind of stand and say, "Oh, you made it out. You're okay. Who are they?"
With help. He burned his throat. He can't really talk right now.
Oh. Other ones like, was Crusade, were you trying to, did you think if you stood in the fire you could draw? Is that something oh, you did. Oh, so there was at least something to what you were saying. You know, they're kind of doing whatever. Look, give me a performance as you're
I know the sign language, right?
Oh, yeah, that's what you did, the silent speech?
Yes.
Sure,
I
you
will
can start
say
silent speeching.
Sure, I will try to say in silent speech that yes, it was a vast trial that I have overcome, and I couldn't have done it without these brave folks around me.
The question is, do they speak sign language?
I mean, maybe.
Let's find out. Guy number 1 does not. Guy number 2 does. He'll sort of tell the other one. They helped him in a trial. I guess they're lawyers.
Everyone's regrouping on the other side of the. I guess I'm directing them to like back around where we were looking out for.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, just trying to get them out of there.
They say, "Oh, of course, yeah," and they just go off obediently.
Well done. Well done. That was impressive.
Thank you.
So,
shall we?
Let's.
Yes.
All right. Now, the place is no longer actively on fire, and because it is sort of open air and such, there's a lot of smoke in the area, which I think we're going to just for the purpose of sort of fun and such, we will say is going to impose like heavily obscured conditions, but I'm not going to have it have any, like, you know, you're not taking coughing damage and such. You're sort of able to do that. You do, however, have to go pretty deep into this place. So everything here that you're entering now, just so you're aware, is heavily obscured and difficult terrain. That's good. There you go. And there are areas, like, you guys are keeping an eye out, you're looking out for them. There will be plenty of spots where there is, like, flame and, like, burning. You have to check stairs aren't going to collapse under you and stuff like that. But so it's very treacherous, but it is not simply hazardous to be within it.
I'm pulling my scarf and I'm wrapping it, like, around my mouth and then around my nose and then around my eyes, tucking it in.
Perfect. So there you you go. With your blind sight, that's not a problem. But keeping your ears very much in the equation.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Perfect. All right.
Can I just relay to them as we journey through what I heard the chanting say?
Absolutely. So yes, Zeely can fill you in on the idea that Cobalt. You never actually heard anything, but when Zeely starts telling you that she heard, fiendish voices chanting in Infernal, talking about return to the Master. That seems like a relevant thing. Luck, have you shown everyone the pitchfork card?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Zeely, if you would like to make a religion check on that, you can.
I would like to. 14.
This iconography is very familiar to you. You're not like, I don't think you can fully interpret it or anything, but as you're looking at this, this seems to be the part of this that seems the most akin to you. You feel like there's something in the back of your mind of like, ooh, spider from an eye, that's a thing. But you believe that this chamber that is being depicted is the throne room of Infernia. Infernia is the sort of queen, the tyrant queen of archdevils.
The queen of what?
The tyrant queen of archdevils.
I heard Art Deco, and I was like, that's not right.
She is also happens to be. She's the queen of Art Deco. She's been designing these cityscapes in ways you wouldn't believe. Yeah, there is Infernia, tyrant queen of the archdevils, Abyssia, chaos queen of the archdemons, and Chthonia, terror queen of the Arcadians.
Oh, what's the one that has the name I like?
Lilitu?
Yeah.
Lilitu is the mother of all fiends. So, Zeely, do you also mention that it looks like the throne room of Eternia? Or
Infernia?
Of Infernia? Eternia, that's a He-Man, everybody, don't you worry. Yeah.
That's a what, Philip?
Eternia is the planet in He-Man.
Oh, in He-Man. Oh, yes,
Oh.
of course.
What'd you think I said?
I couldn't tell what that. Yeah.
Understood, yeah.
Yeah, I would tell them.
Okay.
She known to have a pitchfork.
Do I know that?
She is not.
She is not.
But I'll say with the 14, you can do the Darth Vader style. But there's something I haven't remembered since. It's ringing a bell, but she is not depicted with a pitchfork or fiendish trident.
Is there a king?
With a 14, you do not believe that she has a king. She instead has many consorts.
Yeah, as is her want. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, let's go see if it still exists.
Do I know any fun facts about her I could tell them on the way?
Let's see. Probably know a few.
Likes Brussels sprouts. Short walks on the beach.
There we go.
No.
Sunrises, not sunsets. Big fan of high noon.
She
Prince Mountain Air.
She follows the 13th sign of the astrology chart.
Good candlelit bath with a glass of wine.
She fought Solaris, the Prince of Angels and former husband of Lilitu, who by some accounts is her father, and some accounts was like her stepfather. She fought him to a draw, which was considered a big deal. I don't know if you consider that a fun fact, but that's a big fact.
I do.
You know that she also, some stories say that she went on an adventure with Tog, who was the giant god of fire and frost. There was like there's some myth of the two of them.
Tog?
Ta'og, like T apostrophe A-G, Ta'og, yeah. Some fun facts. Trying to think if there's any other funnish fact. We'll say that many of the people who, it's a sign of people who are very devoted to her, tend to have, they tend to like pierce their eyebrows. Like multiple piercings across. Yeah, there you go. That's like a sign of, if she's your chief deity, if you pray to Infernia, as some tieflings do.
Does tenacity?
No, tenacity's chthonic, so she would not be. If she's into anyone, it's Chthonia.
Cool. So,
I mean, we're going deeper in, right? We know vaguely where we want to be going.
Indeed. So, you can sort of get back in, sort of ducking under. I'm not going to sort of roll for every little bit of this as you're going through. It is hard to tell where you're going, but you have ventured through this rather quickly, and if you're just sort of retracing your steps. The first time you sort of witness anything notable is when you get to that large meeting room down below. As you sort of go into there, and kind of like, fortunately there's more smoke, but also it's kind of a little more, so we'll say that this room is more, this is now like mildly obscured. Is that the term they use for the less? Heavily obscured is where it's like you really can't see. Mildly obscured is just disadvantage on perception check. So why don't you all make a disadvantage on perception check? As you walk into this room, however, you are hit with a wave of heat and almost like a hot breeze, a hot wind as you enter this chamber. You also see more fire sort of glowing through the miasma.
I'm gonna use. I mean, okay. I rolled a 10. Am I like failing whatever I need for the cool stuff? And if so, I'll use my tactical mind.
Go ahead and use it. Yeah, you want better than a 10, so sure.
12.
12. You can tell that there is a lot of fire like in the middle of this room, but you can't, so like you'd have to get very close to sort of see what it is. But unlike the other chambers, as you sort of gone through, mostly there's just been like this kind of, wooden wall still on fire. There's like an ember burning, like, embers are kicking up, and it's kind of weird here. This is you're like there is like heat right in front of us. And this is the room that you're gonna basically cross this, and then it's just another little hallway, and you're to the place you're looking.
Mechanically, does that mean that I keep the D10?
Yes, it does.
Great.
It does. But yeah, you cannot fully see your way, but you can tell this room seems a little more treacherous. I'll say though, even with a 12, that's you're sort of failing the sort of full thing, but all of you can tell that like if you sort of were to maybe hug the wall, you can avoid whatever's in the middle here, but it seems odd that there's like a fire just like in the middle of this room. It's like it's really glowing orange through like the veiled smoke, and you can't quite see the passage that you're seeking on the far side yet. But if you kind of didn't touch the walls because they're fiery cinders, but if you stayed to that, maybe you could avoid whatever's in the middle, or you could go closer and investigate.
I'm trying to stay away from this. This is not our main on the agenda, right?
Does anybody feel magic from that, or is it just fire?
Interesting. Good. No. Does anyone feel magic from it? Magic users can comment.
I mean, do we? Yeah, I think it's. Oh, it's magical, yes.
You go and make an actually make a perception check, Luck. It's at disadvantage, but let's just kind of see if you can sort of tell what's going on there.
That's a natural. That is a natural one.
And a natural one. You just can't see what's Luck, you're at the level of like, what are you guys talking about? This whole place is on fire. Like, what fire are you talking about?
Yeah, we can be more specific.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll try hugging the wall to get to the next room, I guess.
Okay.
options right before?
So basically, you can either kind of just like it's easily to avoid it, or if you were okay with getting closer to it, whatever this fire in the middle, you could go and investigate like without disadvantage on the rolls, but you'd have to be like very close to it. So if it's really dangerous, it could. It's basically do you do the dangerous thing and go look at it, or do you just avoid it and stay to the walls?
I'd like to look at it.
Okay. So Wappa Eno is kind of hugging the wall to avoid it, without actually hugging the wall, because the wall is embers. The floor is lava.
Of course.
But Cobalt, are you also hugging the wall? As you said, this is not our main agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Luck, what are you doing?
This is not. So just to be clear, this is not the area that we were in with.
This is the area where there were catwalks previously. Those have now burned completely away. This is the big meeting room where all of
I wish to go. No, let's keep
hug
going.
the wall. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Luck. We'll say Kha'rack. Kha'rack hugs the wall. Tenacity. Tenacity comes with you.
Okay.
You've been nice to Tenacity, so Tenacity will. All right, Tenacity and Zeely go to investigate. All right, so as you two kind of move forward, I'd like you to make an athletics check as you're kind of moving over this difficult terrain, kind of just keeping your feet under you and everything.
19.
19. Yeah, Zeely, you kind of, and maybe Tenacity slips a couple times, and you're even almost like, yeah, get back. As you get closer to this flame, make a perception check for me. As you're kind of trying to look through the smoke, which here is a little less.
12.
12. With a 12 at this range, you can tell, you're not seeing like everything about it, but what you're seeing is that this fire source that you're seeing is a kind of like burrow up from the ground. The ground has burst forth, and there is like almost like magma that has kind of. That definitely doesn't seem natural. So it's incredible heat coming from something that has like burst up from the ground. I'm gonna roll for Tenacity. I try to have the players when they're not here, if it's something their characters are, I'm gonna have her do an Arcana roll. For which he has a +3, so. Tenacity will sort of tell you that she's not sure, but she's pointing out various kind of like embers and kind of burning things, and she's like, I don't know if these are symbols or magical stuff. These seem kind of vaguely magical. And she's pointing to some things on the floor that look kind of magical to her.
Would I know?
As she describes them, make a religion check.
20.
20. These seem very much like fiendish symbols of sort of teleportation, when fiends burst forth kind of into the material plane.
Would it be limited to beings? Is that
to beings in the sense of, in what sense?
like it wouldn't be things?
Excellent question. It could be things, you suppose, but you only know about it when like some kind of devil or demon like crawls its way up.
Okay.
This is the kind of stuff that might be around there. So this is foreshadowing what's going on. For meanwhile, while Cobalt, Wapino, and Luck, as you guys have gotten into the hallway, you are heading towards the burned up room ahead. I like Jed's expression right now. That's fun to me.
Cool.
Liking that. That's the fun. That's why we play, guys. It's called dramatic irony, when the audience knows more than the character.
When we get to the on the other side of this walkway is the room.
You guys have like reached the like blown apart door that used to be that chamber, but you know you are about to enter the place where,
Cool.
where
Yeah.
that is.
When I look back to make sure everybody's with us, is everybody with us?
Zeely and Tenacity are not with you. You sort of saw them moving to go investigate that.
Where? Do we wait for the? Never mind. I'll just go inside.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look in.
Okay. Wapi, Eno, Luck, and Cobalt. Cobalt. I say Cobalt every time. What is wrong with me? As you guys enter, you do see that this room has been totally burned. Like, this is like the epicenter of the flame. The desk has literally, like, you know, fallen into pure ash. You do see, however, that there is a trident, or at least like the handle of the trident, you can see the back of it, like, that has like fallen kind of onto the ground within it, displacing some of the ash. You can see that it's kind of lying amidst the rubble, still smoking.
I'll grab it.
All right.
Is there any? Do we see any other thing, anything else that might be charred or burned or interesting?
The room is you know, obscured with a lot. Actually, this room is more heavily obscured. You sort of see that as you get very close to it, so you don't really see anything else in the room unless you can do a perception check at disadvantage if you want to, Cobalt, to kind of take your bearings.
Would blind sight not help at all?
Blind sight will give you not disadvantage on it. Good point.
7.
7. It's like the blind. It's like the eyes watering, even though you're not relying on them. Is just distracting from the hearing too much. So you're not sure what is in this room until you hear a snarling sound kind of coming from a corner, and you see within the smoke something beginning to flame. This snarling,
Not again.
Snarling sound like a fiendish dog. And then you hear a voice speaking in Infernal. None of you speak Infernal, right? Okay.
Nope.
You hear a voice sort of saying, and at this time, as Zeely and Tenacity, are you two, like, are you going after them, or are you still investigating out here? Are you calling out a warning?
Yeah, this means the magma and symbols mean that it is already here, or like, would I know?
With your 20-year-old, you think something already came here.
Okay. Yeah, I would be running toward them, yelling.
So as you hear something doing this, you hear Zeely shout. What do you shout? What warning do you give them, Zeely?
Hey.
Hey.
Do you want to give them? Do you want to say
Just
things,
hey?
or you know?
Hey.
Nope. Just
Hey.
Zeely screams hey.
Like in a way that's like something's wrong, kind of hey, not like hey, like hey.
Hey. So as you guys, so basically you hear Zeely. Tell you what, all three of you make an insight roll.
22.
22.
22.
Wow.
8.
Luck really doesn't speak Zeely, but what Cobalt and Wapa Eno can hear from Zeely's yell, that she's basically saying, hey, you wait up, hold up, we should have investigated, you know, like, there's a danger and you might be walking into, and at that point, you guys hear a rush of movement, and that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh no.
It's funny. Same room. We started. Literally, we're ending where we started.
So yeah, with a with like a thing about to happen. Yeah.
Same location, similar circumstances.
Again, that's good. That's good serial drama.
That's what we try for. Well, very good, guys. Well done. You no one got burned up, which honestly today was a danger because you're level 2.
Almost happened.
You can still
Literally
get
took me
burned.
down half health, but they're
But
a
it's
little
cool. It's
higher.
cool. It's cool that you guys see, and this is the kind of game where the craziness happens. Where it's like, I might hand you guys an artifact at level 2 in this game. Keeping the artifact, I don't know if that's easy to do, but you can hang on to it. You can see what happens.
Do I have it in my hands at this point?
You just were sort of stepping for it. I think also, Wappy, you probably recognize, like, it looks like you might, I think Wappy, well, actually, maybe he doesn't. I was going to say Wappy, probably has the presence of mind to maybe, like, get some cloth and wrap it up before grabbing this, that,
Oh,
get,
probably.
like, an oven mitt or something. Fashion an oven mitt out of all the soap that burned up in here. Yeah, but, at present, yeah. So as you reach for it, but that is where we're ending, because I don't know, it's 9:30, and I know we started late, but we're not going to do this combat now, I'll tell you that. But we got some serious, it is combat. I'm glad you guys short rested. It is full-on combat next session against some fiendish friends, so.
All right.
Thank you all for watching. This was a lot of fun. We're enjoying some sort of classic D&D here as we get into this. And you do have a card on you, which is cool. We have one of the 13 cards, so there we go.
Or still 13.
That's because the decks often have they either have 30. That's not a me thing.
Sure, yeah.
It's a me thing. So we have some other games on the channel. If you want to come join us for those, we have on Friday we have the penultimate chapter. Blood from a Stone, A Tale of Love and Dread, an RPG. Dan got dealt a double sad blow last week, although one of them might not be quite as permanent as the other, but they were both rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed what we titled them, but I titled last week's episode Unfulfilled, Dan. That was the title of it.
Good.
And then on Sunday, you can come and join Jed for Monster the Ravaging, which is
It's stupid fun.
It is such a. What I like about it is how much like you guys seem to be. Not that you weren't looking forward to it, but after the first session, you're like, okay, yeah, cool, great. It's just some real dumb, kind of like 90s coded, sort of gothic punk horror nonsense, and we had multiple we had multiple Truman Graves, like hacking sequences that were pretty fantastic.
Yes, it was great.
So join us for that. On Monday, the
Lots of
Dreamlands.
helicopters.
The first 10 minutes of that had more helicopters than any game we've ever done. On Monday, we have more Dreamlands coming to you, a big vote. You can either vote for Dance or Like No One's Watching. And yes, there is an acronym that spells out Like No One's Watching, and it's really long. So that game is also kind of, I would say, that game is moving towards its end as well, as we get to sort of a final. They've enlisted Sherlock for help, and now they're going to get it. And then finally, 1 week from tonight, back with more of this fun. You can go to our Discord to interact with us. You can go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to the wiki to see how all these things intersect. Go to the Instagram because, I don't know, we post what games we're playing there sometimes. That's all the fun stuff. Please follow all these wonderful people on their socials. Would anyone like to plug anything in particular this week?
Yes, on, I think, Friday, but maybe tomorrow morning.
Ooh. I
still have to check with Piers. I'm streaming a new game. It's called Nira. It is an absolutely beautiful game about a woman who has a sort of magical dog that follows her around, and within like the first 20 minutes of the game, you would die for this dog. It is a little dog with tiny antlers, and it is amazing. And the world is dying. So hey, it's great.
Well, tiny
what else
antlers
is
and the
new?
world is dying. There you go. That's all there is. Awesome. We gotta check that out. Anything else? Then thank you so much for being here, everybody. Really enjoy this. Apologies for our later start today. We will see you all next time. Until then, don't let your deal go down. You guys know that song? Don't let your deal go down, good boy. Never mind. All right. You know what? You guys are all gonna hear that song, and you're gonna be like, that actually is a really good sign off. Good night, everybody.